Good evening, guys, and welcome to a very special show marking two of the biggest channels of the kids TV market for over the last 2 decades, for one of the biggest companies. Tonight we celebrate just over, I think, 25 years of great kids content for some absolutely fantastic channels that I think a lot of people will celebrate their memories. And with them closing tomorrow, I think this is a perfect time to look back and just discover what made them so great. We'll be looking back at the programs and of course some other things that you wouldn't have seen on the American version either. I'm talking about the Disney Channel. And this is Ain't No Mickey Mousing the Disney Channel story. So, good evening everybody. So, tomorrow on the 1st of October 2020, the Disney Channel is due to... Oh my god. Right, sorry about that. Tonight, everybody, as I said, we're going to be celebrating, I think, just over 25 years. I think it is. Right. 1995 to 2020. 25 years, okay. Yes, we're going to be celebrating 25 years of all the Disney channels, with them closing in the UK on the 1st of October. And I have to say that I was, quite shocked. Obviously, TV has changed, of course it has, and with Disney Plus. But to me, it's a sad day because I've had many memories of Playhouse Disney and tiny little bits of Disney Junior. I mean, for me, they provided such good, happy memories of a world that didn't have COVID, certainly, of a much happier time. And I think tonight would be the perfect chance. I mean, I'm sure you'll remember that my Flashback 101 Behind the Box series, which I did. So tonight is basically just sharing my memories and also telling the story of how these channels were born. And it really is a really interesting story, I think. So hopefully you'll stick around. I'll just add some tags. So... Oh, excuse me. My nose is running. Got a slight little cold, but I'll be fine. Right. Okay. Now, of course, I'll be busy. Now, of course, you're saying, well, today's not the 1st of October, so why the heck are you doing it today rather than tomorrow? Well, tomorrow United will be playing Brighton, so I'll be busy doing that with Jello Wheels. And we'll obviously go into mention it a little bit because obviously it is a big day. I know Jello Wheels watched the Disney Channel. And for him, so many of his favourite shows were on there. For me, as I said, Playhouse Disney and Disney Junior. Formerly Disney Cinemagic, another channel. I think Toon Disney was also a popular one, but I never really saw that. Right, so... Just excuse me for a moment. So Disney Channel UK launched the first Disney Channel in the UK launched on the 1st of October 1995. So it will be closing on that day 25 years later. And basically it was a really big thing. I mean, the Disney Channel in America had been around since the 1980s. And it was a really interesting thing because obviously at the time, you know, Disney wanted to really expand into television. I mean, I'm not personally sure that Walt would have been very particularly happy of a whole entire Disney Channel. Well, maybe would. He certainly would with the money. But it was a really interesting thing. And the Disney Channel in the UK, well, the first big film, I mean, back in the days they used to show films, was Walt Disney's 1967 animated classic, The Jungle Book, in its British television premiere, I think. So, yeah, obviously there was a big thing, and yeah, the Disney Channel obviously has been a massive channel. I mean, let's think of the shows that they have produced. Well, obviously most of them have been the same as the American Disney Channel, with Hannah Montana, starring Miley Cyrus, of course. Excuse me. Obviously the High School Musical, Shake It Up, Home Improvement starring Tim Allen. They had that. The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV series. And many, many more. And of course cartoons such as House and Mouse and Mickey Mouse Works. I'm not sure if that was shown in the UK on the Disney Channel. But we will see. Hello, Jelly Wheels. Hello. Good to see you here. Right. So let's just get these tags sorted. So just give me a minute. The thing is, you can't start the tags unless you set up an event in advance. Then you can't set tags for it. So just give me a minute. So right. Disney UK, Disney XD UK. Whoops. Okay. So, excuse me. Voice is a bit croaky tonight, so do bear with me. So, TubeMix, Disney Channel, Playhouse Disney UK, Toon Disney UK, Disney XD UK. Let's put Dave and Alex. Right, so Disney Cinemagic. Yeah, back in the days, the Disney Channel actually used to show movies before Disney Cinemagic launched in 2006. And that really changed everything, really. There was a dedicated movie channel for Disney movies. So yes, it was a really interesting, and I think maybe the first big change in the Disney Channel's history. Right, so okay, so and then so yeah, Disney Channel, Playhouse Disney, oh yeah, Disney Junior. Sorry guys, I do apologise. Junior, okay. Right. Disney. Right. Sky. Right, so yeah, just give me a minute, guys, while I sort out my tags. But you're watching Ain't No Mickey Mouse, in the story of the Disney Channel, where I share my memories of the Disney channels, but also tell you a bit about the story, about how it began. So I apologise. Just stay with us, and I'll start to tell you the first part of the story. So, do you know what? I think that will. Right. Just put, and then I think. The story. Oops. The story of the Disney channels live 2020 chats discussion nostalgia and entertainment. Okay, I think that will do it. So hopefully we'll get some people on here now, and I'll tell you what, I'll tweet this out actually. So yeah, let's just give me a chance. So oh, and yep, right, so and yeah, so that's saved. It has, yep. Let me just check the sound is working, and yeah, let's hopefully get some more people on here. Come on, guys! It'd be great to get some more people here. So, right, so copy link address. YouTube channel. Right, my tribute to the Disney channels of the UK. Right, is Matthew Muir on Twitter? Oops, nope, sorry. Let's see if he is. Matthew Muir. Oops. No. Oh, no, I want to search. Oh, no. How do I get rid of that? Oh, great. No, sorry. Right. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Right. Oops. Right. Nope, I spelled that wrong. Oh. What? Right. Oh, right, maybe. Okay. Oh, I tell you what. Harry Hummel. Oh, can't spell. Right. Great. Harry. Hummel. I won't be watching. Thank you. The on-air sign is there. It still gets interruptions. Right, okay, well. I'll tell you what. Hang on. And then right. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. Right, let's see what happens. Yes. Yes. Right, I'll get back where I'm up to. So the Disney Channel was originally planned to launch in 1989 on Sky. It was featured in much of the promotional material surrounding the launch of Sky and the Astra satellite. The joint venture in Sky collapsed, though in May 1989, after discussion about the venture being taking place since November 1988, but Disney felt it was no longer on equal footing on decision-making responsibility in 50-50 partnership. Disney was supposed to start up 2 channels, but when the talks broke down, Sky issued a lawsuit against Disney, claiming $1.5 billion in damages. The suit was later settled with Disney, selling its stake to the joint venture back to Sky and agreeing to license its movie library for a 5-year period. In early 1995, Disney formed a new 50-50 partnership with company... don't know how to pronounce that. But in doing so, Disney and CLT... I'll start that again. So in early 1995, Disney formed a new 50-50 partnership with CLT. In doing so, Disney and CLT both launched a new jointly owned family-targeted channel, Super RTL, which is, RTL certainly is Germany's biggest channel, and Austria and Luxembourg. 7 months later, the Disney Channel venture launched in the UK on Sky on the 1st of October 1995, being the first Disney Channel launched outside the United States. And as I told you, its first broadcast was the 1967 classic The Jungle Book. It's rather interesting, isn't it? Because the Disney Channel had been a thing in America since the 80s. I think about 1984 when Ron Miller, when Michael Eisner, I think just before Michael Eisner, just before Michael Eisner, or when Michael Eisner came in and took over from Ron Miller along with Frank Wells. That was one of their first things. I can't quite remember. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So anyway, as you can see, it was obviously a very rocky. But just before Michael Eisner, it was a very rocky story. Well, first of all, Disney Channel for me, I do have lots of memories before I go on. Personally, I wasn't really into many of the Disney Channel shows. For me, obviously, Playhouse Disney, that was perfect for me because I was in the targeted audience, so I have many wonderful memories of Playhouse Disney, and therefore, not really being fit for the Disney Channel. However, I did, of course, pop over to the Disney Channel when the Playhouse Disney block was on there. And of course, I later saw the Disney Channel as my sister, who really got into it and enjoyed most of those American Life sitcoms, which I've never been able to get into. Sort of the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and the Sweet Life on Deck. And Shake It Up and Wizards of Waverly Place and So Random and That's So Raven and Corey in the House and Corey in the House and That's So Raven and the one with Demi Lovato and Tiffany Thornton, which has just gone out of my head. But you get the point. So I saw a lot of its American sitcoms, and I'm kind of gutted really because I look at the old Disney Channel continuities on YouTube now, and when it had cartoons as well. I mean, House of Mouse, I used to see that occasionally on CITV on the Toonatic block, and of course I think I did see it at times on Toon Disney and the Disney Channel when I was sort of flicking through the channels, as it were. And I'm really appreciating House of Mouse. I think that's a really great series. It's just amazing to see, all the Disney characters all in one bar. I think that's really a great, unique thing. And to be honest, I do think Disney should actually focus on doing that. But obviously, the toughest thing for House of Mouse was to have a crossover, but not to make it look like it's kind of hard really, because you want to get a good story, not just to be just let's all bring the characters together and just stick it together. House of Mouse is a really, really good show, and I really started to appreciate it, along with the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which I never did at the time, but now I see just what a classic, and the writing from that. Carl Shears and Carter Crocker, who I mentioned before on my film review of Pooh's Grand Adventure, and Bruce Torkington's writing, and Paul Winchell's performances, especially Paul Winchell, who I think was in his best period vocally as Tigger. And of course the first one for Jim Cummings and Peter Cullen, and John Fiedler was also in his peak as well as Piglet. So, there's many shows, there's a couple of shows that the Disney Channel aired, which now to me are really showing why they are classics, of course. So I'll continue the story on. So in September 1997, the Disney Channel gained a new look and logo to coincide with the launch of its French counterpart. So this was the European Disney Channel, so not the US Disney Channel. That didn't have a new logo, but yeah, they and they had quite some very, very nice idents. The sort of they called them the splats, so they were basically two small Mickey Mouse ears along with the Disney Channel. In fact, thank you to Harry Humble, if he's watching this, for potentially solving a problem, because I had a Burn the Big Blue House poster, and it had this weird version which was a sort of mishmash of the old 1997 to 2003 in the UK Disney Channel logo, and also the 2002 in the US logo. It was a little weird. I'm not sure whether it was the test logo, but that seemed to me what it seemed to be. And of course, you can see Harry Humble's review of the Playhouse Disney album. Promotional album. With Alex and Dave, that you can get. It's a very, very rare CD, but it has it on it, and maybe that's what solved it. So thank you. And also, Harry Humble will be doing a documentary. He's remaking it, looking back on Playhouse Disney, and really looking forward to that. It's a fantastic documentary, so please make sure you watch that, because it really is really quality, sharing. Yes. So, of course, in September 1997, there wasn't just only a new logo, but Disney Channel sort of had a start of, a couple of changes. First of all, there was the Disney Channel UK Live, which later became known as Studio Disney. So they had that. But for the small tots, there was a under fives block, which preschool programming, and special, I think, idents for those were launched a year later in 1998, and they were presented by Dave Benson Phillips, who would later, of course, go on to present the Playhouse Disney links with little Alex Lovell. And Dave was obviously hot property at the time because, he presented Get Your Own Back on CBBC, he presented the BBC's Play Days. So it was really, really a big kids' TV. He was like his, sort of like, how Pat Sharp was in Funhouse, but obviously being a lot wilder, should we say, than Pat Sharp, and certainly Get Your Own Back was definitely a lot wilder and messier, definitely, than Funhouse. And Dave, of course, had just he came to GMTV briefly to host their Wake Up in the Wild Room, which of course Disney owned. GMTV owned a stake in it. So obviously Disney, if Disney give you an offer to work for them, and I bet the money wasn't bad, do you refuse them? I certainly wouldn't. And knowing Dave was such a hot property in the UK, they thought this will be a ratings winner. And obviously it proved to be a success. I mean, basically there's a video on YouTube of Dave singing Yellow Submarine by the beach on his guitar. And Bite Size, which would later be on Playhouse Disney, I think launched in 1998. So that proved to be a success when Dave or Sophie Aldred or Carl Woolley with Mitzi the Oven Glove, a puppet, and they basically make food related to Disney characters, like a Simba salad. That's a great alliteration, isn't it? Simba salad, which you can also see that on YouTube. Really good to see that, actually. Really Disney was sort of, I guess this was a sort of test, wasn't it? To see how this would work, and building the foundations to a much greater plan. Now, the Playhouse Disney block in the US, well, under the name Playhouse Disney, have been there since 1997. So I think Disney took the natural stage of renaming the block Disney Channel under 5's Playhouse Disney. And Dave was obviously kept due to his success in the under 5's block, but he recommended a presenter who had worked with him and already had some fantastic experience, working with the likes of him and Ian Lachlan and Will Brenton on the Fun Song Factory, and of course 80s children's TV classic legend Timmy Mallett. To me, she's that's working with some of the absolute best. Excuse me, I'm just just got a little cold here and a little bit croaky, but we'll continue on. So as I said, I mean, there's a whole bit about it on her website. And Alex Lovell, and she obviously had great chemistry with Dave. I mean, working with the Fun Song Factory, and certainly you could see in the YouTube clips, they did have very, very good chemistry. So in her words, it was an incredible opportunity, and I have Big Dave Benson Phillips, to thank for it. He recommended me for the role. And Dave also clarified that he was talking to the podcast, which is Jack's Throwback Attack, which is absolutely brilliant. So he clarified that, and they obviously had a screen test, and executives thought, well, we've got a very, very good pairing here. And so Playhouse Disney for many years was born with Big Dave Benson Phillips, and Little Alex Lovell. Now, of course, from the 80s onwards, really, and even back to the 50s and 60s, long before the Disney channels, children's programs used to be linked with in-vision announcers. Well, that was only very occasionally in the 50s and 60s. But now, coming to Playhouse Disney, Playhouse Disney, excuse me. But yeah, obviously coming to Playhouse Disney, coming back to that. In the 90s, certainly, Nickelodeon were doing it, the Disney Channel themselves were doing it for what would become Studio Disney, as I said. So it was a very hot property, and of course in the 80s and 90s, when Children's BBC relaunched, we started to get the vision, what we see of in-vision presenters between the programs, reading birthday cards out, and really it just topped off the market of that, really. And the American Playhouse Disney never seemed to quite do that, but yeah, France, Germany, North America, outside of North America, so France, Germany, Spain, Italy, well, yeah, you get the point. Lots of countries were copying the format around the world, and it proved an instant success. And yeah, I mean, as I said, Playhouse Disney gives me so many happy memories of watching Dave and Alex in the Playhouse. And their job, as I said, was just to really introduce the programs, but also just to have some fun. So what was really interesting, and I thought this was really interesting as well, Now, I didn't remember this at the time, but like I was saying, the presenters reading birthday cards on on CBeebies, and then obviously on Children's BBC and CBBC before. Right, sorry, excuse me. I just need to blow my nose. Right, okay. Sorry about that. As I said, just bear with me, just a little bit croaky and stuff. But right, let's continue on. What was really interesting, unlike the presenters just reading the birthday cards out, well, I think they briefly look at them in the in the early days. Well, they thought, let's do something different. Let's have a singing animatronic birthday cake called Victoria Sponge, and let them sing to all the children who are having their birthdays on the day. And I think it's a really interesting, interesting, something different, away from the other channels. I mean, could you really imagine CBeebies doing that? And suddenly Children's BBC? I can't. I definitely can't imagine that. So I think that was definitely interesting and good that they did something different. So in 2000, there were 3 channels added. There was Toon Disney, standalone Playoffs Disney Channel. The block still stayed on the Disney Channel though. In fact, that stayed until July 2004. So that was still there. And a 1 hour, so a Disney Channel plus 1. And until 2002 and 2003, those channels were not available on the old NTL or Telewest. Excuse me. Both of which at the time... Oh, right, yes, so, only the Disney Channel. Yes. So, yeah, as I said, the Disney Channel obviously did have so many good programs and, animation stuff. Animation programs. Sorry. So yeah, it really did have some great even though a lot of them were not my cup of tea. Definitely not the American sitcoms. Although I'm sure Home Improvement would have been great because Tim Allen is a fantastic actor, not just for being Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story movies, Scott Calvin in the Santa Claus trilogy. He was also Disney's Jungle to Jungle with his future co-star Martin Short. So yeah, obviously was very familiar to Disney. Very familiar to Disney. So I'm sure that would have been a ratings winner, and I think that was pretty big over here. So yeah, and of course they did use the Wonderful World of Disney branding, which in the US that was part of the Walt Disney Anthology TV series. In case you're in the UK and you don't know, basically to fund full Disneyland. In 1955, the first ever Disneyland, Disney proposed a television show, basically, an anthology series. So you'd get to visit all the different lands of Disneyland, but so there'd be something different. So 1 week it would be a film, an edited version, of course. the next it would be a totally original story or a compilation of some short cartoons. Disney CEO Michael Eisner hosted it, and of course the great Walt Disney hosted it himself. So obviously for Americans, I bet that would have just been magical, turning on the TV Sunday nights and seeing Uncle Walt and Tinkerbell and all the different Disney characters. I mean, I've watched them on YouTube, and come on, Disney, release them on Disney Plus, because I would love to see that. Anyway, getting back to the subject. So Playhouse Disney, had so many great shows. They had Burn the Big Blue House, which had premiered in 1997 from the Jim Henson Company, in association with Disney, and Shadow Projects, whose logo used to scare me absolutely on my skin. They obviously had so many, and PB&J Otter, and Roly Poly Oly and Out of the Box. So many great shows. Sing Me a Story with Belle, which is a show I also very rate, because I think it's good that they're using the old shorts as well. That the old shorts of the 30s and 40s and 50s, slightly redubbed, but I think some of them do have the original voices of Walt Disney, Pinto Colvin, Clarence Nash, Jimmy McDonald as Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and Donald Duck, respectively. Excuse me, guys. I apologise. I'm just going to get some water, because, my voice feels like it's going to go. As you can hear, I think I've got a cold and a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm just going to get some water, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Apologise, you'll be hearing my squeaky bathroom door. Excuse me. Right, guys, I'm back. Still with a little bit of a croaky voice, but apologise for that. But hopefully, now that I've got some water. Right. So, let's continue on, shall we? So, Playoffs Disney for me, as I said, I apologise if I repeated myself, but it's gave me so many memories. I mean, you know, one of the best things for me about Playoffs Disney and David Alex was the segment Music Time. Now, Music Time is a really intriguing one because, you know, really on paper, definitely. Well, you know, probably for Disney, this is a great idea. It would introduce children to lots of the Disney songs. For the adults watching, they would, of course, know the songs. Excuse me, guys. I'll just... My voice is absolutely exhausted for some reason, but I'll just keep drinking water then. Okay. Got a bit of energy. That should do me well for a little bit. So, obviously for the adults watching with their children, you know, it's great. They can sing along to the songs. The children can discover the songs, sing along with the songs, do the dance moves. It's pretty good. If it wasn't for Music Time, you know, I wouldn't know most of the Disney music library now. I mean, Zippity Doodah from the Very Unfortunates, and best not go into more Song of the South. Well, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't have heard it on Playoffs Disney, even though I do have a Disney CD. The first time hearing these songs was Playoffs Disney, really. The Bare Necessities, excuse me, and and I Wanna Be Like You from the Jungle Book. Be Our Guest, although I don't actually remember that one. Give a Little Whistle from Pinocchio. That was definitely I definitely saw that first on Playoffs Disney, then obviously saw it in Pinocchio. So yeah, they had so many songs for me, you know. I discovered them for the first time. And you know, I think what really makes it quite remarkable for me is they even for some of them went through the, you know, the effort of actually using the original recordings, digging them out. You know, I think, you know, for the Bare Necessities, definitely they used the original recording that Phil Harris would have either sang along to or obviously had his voice mixed in, but of course, well, obviously his voice wasn't there. But that would have been recorded on 2-track tape, stereo, whether in the 30s and 40s, stereo wasn't really a thing, although Walt Disney, of course, did develop the, I think, Fantasound it was called, 4-channel mix for Fantasia. So, well, yeah, I'm not sure, but the ones that use 2-track tape, obviously, they wouldn't have had the vocals on, and it would have been far easier, and of course computers weren't, you know. I mean, well, obviously you still struggle to extract a vocal now, but computers are a lot better doing it, and, you know, software like Isotope RX7 and stuff like that. So yeah, It's a Small World, which I didn't think they would sing, because even though it is a Disney song, it's a song from a theme park attraction, and if you hadn't been to Disneyland, I don't think many people, well, I don't know, it seems to be a rather well-known one, doesn't it? Even if you've not been to Disneyland, people still seem to know it, which is, it's not like it's a great standard. It's not like it's been covered by a lot of artists, you know, like the others. So, but well, I don't know. But anyway, they did that to the original 1964 recording. But others, obviously, well, I assume it's probably due to cost to save money, because obviously using the recordings would cost a lot, you know, to lend them. Although really, if it's Disney, surely, you know, they wouldn't have needed a fee because it's part of Disney itself. But well, anyway, so some of them did use the original recordings. Well, Zippity Doo Dah didn't, because obviously, well, Song of the South, that would have been recorded, so 1946, 1944, or 1945. So that wouldn't have been, well, I think that would have been in mono, and the recording plus isn't particularly great quality. Obviously, it's a little echoey and stuff, so they just use a karaoke track for that. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, I was surprised. I thought they would use the original instrumental for that. Of course, that Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke from their original version from Mary Poppins. But no, they used a karaoke track for that. Give a Little Whistle, I think, despite it being recorded 1939 to 1940, they did use, or either that or a very, very expert karaoke replica of that. So yeah, I'm not sure. What's really interesting though, and this is a really remarkable thing for me, they did 20 of those music time segments. Only one of the 20 wasn't a Disney song. It was Teddy Bear's Picnic with Bear from Bear in the Big Blue House. And you have to wonder, why out of one of those 20, why would you choose that to not be a Disney song? To not do a Disney song? It's a little baffling, to be honest. And I can only think that it wasn't. It was later shown as part of the music time, but it was probably done as a very special thing. Noel McNeil might have been in London for doing the Bear in the Big Blue House live shows, possibly, or doing something for Channel 5, Milkshake. Well, I don't know. He might have been in town anyway. Oh, even visiting his parents. I don't know. Maybe he does have parents in London. So, possibly, that could be the reason why, yeah. And obviously, music time, you know, don't forget, this would have cost a lot of money, because every time those were played, which would have been 2 times a day, it would have got lots of the composers, their estates, loads and loads of money. So, obviously, you know, Elton John, the Sherman Brothers, Alan Menken, and well, yeah, certainly the likes of those would have, Tim Rice, of course, would be getting loads and loads of money, and also the composer's estate. So that's probably a reason why Disney eventually stopped doing the music times, because it was just costing far too much, maybe. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, if you're Elton John, if you're Randy Newman, that was the one I meant to say. Sherman Brothers, you know, all that money, you know, 2 times a day, that's not bad, not bad. They would have been making possibly millions, maybe. And, you know, these were shown multiple times, not just, you know, they were filmed in 1998 till 1999, but they were shown until 2006. Which, yes, they certainly would have got millions. So it's definitely not bad. Yeah, and as I said, some songs they did really surprised me. I mean, Be Our Guest. Now, presuming they did the original recording of that, the original arrangement to it from Beauty and the Beast, which Jerry Orbach and Angela Lansbury and the chorus would have sang to. Now, Be Our Guest is it's an energetic number. It's a big Broadway number. There's lots of vocal range. You know, you have the high opera woman. I don't know her name. And then obviously, you know, it's a really exhausting song. You know, it's a fast-paced song. A song lots full of energy. It's a big number. It does demand quite a lot of vocal range on the voice. And obviously, Dave and Alex, they are great singers, but they would not have the range that Angela Lansbury and Jerry Orbach and the chorus, certainly, you know, in terms of opera and stuff. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, maybe one day that will pop up on YouTube. That would be really great to see, because I'm really intrigued I'd be intrigued to see Dave and Alex do Be Our Guest. That'd be great to see. Also, When You Wish Upon a Star, because they did that, but some of them they actually filmed at Disneyland Paris, in the park, and so, you know, I guess for When You Wish Upon a Star, surely they would have headed by the castle with the fireworks, maybe watching with some kids in the dark. Surely, I mean, you know, if you're gonna sing When You Wish Upon a Star, you're not just gonna go to a random child's bedroom, are you, and film that? No, you'd want to film where the backdrop of that song is heard. You know, the castle, the fireworks. Well, I'm not sure, but they did head to Disneyland, and it's quite funny to think that I've actually been possibly on some of the places where they have been, which absolutely quite makes me feel quite weird, but also very happy, because I remember the first time I went to Disneyland about 2006, I wondered where Dave and Alex would be there, if they would be there, and of course, well, of course they wouldn't be, but to think they were there, you know, and I've been to the places, I've probably been some of the places where they have been, is pretty amazing. That is really great to think, and I believe in the Playhouse Disney 2002, one of the videos from Killing 2, there's a clip of for the Playhouse Disney shopping mall tour, and you see a clip of Dave and Alex holding bowler hats or top hats and dancing in a place which I've worked out seems to be the Disneyland Hotel. I think it certainly looks like it's in Disneyland, certainly. So yeah, if that is true, then I have certainly been there, and yes. So, but yeah, it's just amazing to think where you watched, you've actually been. Or I think that. I mean, I don't know what you think. But anyway, the point is music time for me. One of the big moments. And, you know, thank you for introducing me to those... excuse me. To all those great Disney classics. So thank you very much. And of course, I got my introduction to the classic tunes, which I've really got into in recent weeks. Not because of Playhouse Disney, but you know, it just obviously loving the old shorts and you know from Walt's time and stuff of Mickey and Donald and Goofy. So that was really good to watch as well. And of course, Out of the Box used to be one of my favourites, and Bear in the Big Blue House, that was definitely one of my favourites. I used to really love that. And yeah, Playoffs Disney, as I said, and I probably am repeating myself, I do apologise. But Playoffs Disney definitely did give me some really, really fantastic memories. Toon Disney was a channel I never really saw too much of, but they always had some very funky idents, a little bit of weird idents. But the shows they used to show, American Dragon, I used to see that a tiny bit, which the Jonas Brothers did the theme tune to. So yeah, you used to see that. Used to see that very occasionally. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So yeah, obviously. Sorry. Yeah, as I said, obviously used to see a little bit of that. What else did I see? I think Recess, that was on Toon Disney as well. Used to see that a tiny bit because I think my sister was rather into that as well. Yeah. And Disney XD, which I've seen a bit of, Phineas and Ferb, you know, she was into that, and oh man, my memory's failing me. Phineas and Ferb, what else did Disney XD? I think they used to broadcast Recess. A lot of stuff was carried over from Toon Disney. Disney Cinemagic, now, that used to be absolutely great. That used to show films, as the name of the channel would represent. I think it's kind of a shame, really, because the Disney Channel, well, you know, The Wonderful World of Disney, that I remember that intro, you know, and really building up the excitement, where the Disney Cinemagic, it took that away. It took away some of the best parts of the Disney Channel, which I think is a shame. I think it is a real shame, in fact. But well, I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it? And yeah. And yeah, obviously Disney Cinemagic shut, and we have Sky Movies Disney now, which to me just feels like a Sky Movies channel. Doesn't really have its own identity particularly, but I believe that will be staying, but that will be probably going soon, probably. The fact is, television is changing, and you know, it's obviously it is a sad day, even though I won't be off to say wave it goodbye because I don't have Sky, but well, even if I did, I don't think the Disney Channel, I don't think they'll be doing anything. But if anybody does capture it on YouTube, it would be really really great if somebody could, because in the unlikely event that the Disney Channel does do some kind of celebration, then it would be great to see that. Even just a montage saying thank you for watching, and clips of Dave and Alex of Studio Disney, of the old Disney channels. I think that would be a really nice thing to do. I think it would, you know, to say thank you to everybody watching, to really celebrate a channel that, you know, has brought so much joy to so many people. But, you know, I don't think Disney and Sky will care. And I think it will go off on a low-key exit, which, personally, I don't think it deserves that. 25 years, you deserve much better than that, personally. But that's my opinion. So yeah, Disney Channel used to have Studio Disney, where they would have the presenters introducing the programs. They'd have competitions like the Vault, which is a sort of very cool sort of game show thing. Even though it was just on the phone, they weren't in the studio, but still, it was a really very, very interesting game. Nigel Mitchell, Nickelodeon, apologies, and Capital Disney. Capital Disney, the not successful radio station. And so yeah, and Emily, who did some of the late night bingo stuff. Obviously I didn't watch that, of course not, but she did that, and Leah Charles King, who Jack Throwback Attack is talking to, of CITV fame. That is also coming. Oh, not coming back. Coming to YouTube. And yeah. I think it's time to end it there. But because my voice is absolutely exhausted now. I just think I just can't go on anymore, because my voice is just absolutely exhausted, as I said. But thank you very much for watching. I apologise, it's not been perfect between the interruptions and me being a little under the weather. But I hope it's been a really interesting one for you. And celebrating, I think, and sharing some of the memories of great channels who I think will, even though Disney would argue it's not an end because everything's moving over to Disney Plus and Sky On Demand and stuff, but I think it is an end of an era. I think it is something to mark, and yeah. So 1st of October, tomorrow, if you have got Sky and if you are interested, if someone, I'm sure someone on TV Forum, if someone could record that and capture that, that would be fantastic, because it would just, I bet, excuse me, I bet they're not going to do anything, but we'll see. Excuse me. We'll see, won't we? But anyway, bye Disney Channel, Playoffs Disney, Disney Junior. Oh, and of course I forgot, Playoffs Disney was rebranded in 2011 to Disney Junior. And yeah, completely forgot that. My mind is mash at the moment, so I do apologise for that. So goodbye Playoffs Disney, Disney Junior, formerly Toon Disney, Disney XD, all the Disney channels. Thank you for the memories. It's been great, watching all of you, watching in front of the TV. It's certainly given me some good memories. My sister, I'm sure, will have good memories too as well. Yes, thank you very much. To Dave, to Alex, to Andrew Beecham, who created the whole Playoffs Disney format. Thank you to them, of course. Well, of course they won't be watching this video, but you know what, I think it's what I should do. And yeah, thank you to everyone really at Disney UK and Walt Disney Television International all over the years. Thank you for giving such top quality content. I wish you all the best for the future. All the people at the Disney Channel, who I'm sure are quite devastated at this, and they must be quite sad as well, especially the people that have possibly been there since the beginning. So thank you to all of you. Good luck for the future, and thanks for the memories, guys, and so long, and hope you get the exit that you deserve, and a celebration fit for a big channel, for a big company. So thank you, and thank you for watching too. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll be back with JLI Wheels tomorrow, I think, to do United v Brighton. If my voice allows it. But I hope you can join us then, and maybe Sam will be there, maybe Ben Carney. We'll just have to see. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with Football Central as we look ahead to United v Brighton in the League Cup. So I hope you can join us then. If you want to, like, share, comment and subscribe to the TubeMix YouTube channel. And I'll see you next time.